What's happening, good people? What's going on with you? I see today is going to be one of them days. Yes, it is.
And then some.
I already had a day. I
What day did you have?
so it's one of those days you'd be like, "Can I start over? Can I just start over?" I think first things first. I got up this morning at 4:30 and couldn't go back to sleep. So I'm up looking at different stuff on the
Don't-
news and watching.
Don't you
the
do that every day?
Huh?
Don't you do that every? Because you
Just
wake
about.
up in the middle of the night and start watching news and you get riled up and can't go back to sleep.
Thank you for telling everybody my business. That's number one. Number two, I get up, get straight. I get calls from the office. People calling me like, "Oh yeah, we need to see you." Da 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 in the office. Da. Okay, so now I'm rushing. So I'm getting equipment together and I'm doing all this other stuff. I'm taking my bath and taking my shower, scrub a dub.
You take a bath in the shower?
No, I took my shower,
Oh, okay.
and then
Like, boy, you
I'm
clean as
rushing
hell.
out of my apartment, and thought I had my keys in my pocket
Don't tell me you locked your keys in the apartment.
with my phone in my apartment. My phone in there, my keys in there. So everybody in my apartment complex is gone for the day. So I'm by chance standing outside my apartment complex. My car's locked. I can't get in there because I don't have the keys. Keys is in the apartment. So my neighbor downstairs, she just happened to be at home. So I calling her. She let me back in because you can't get in my apartment complex unless you got the keys.
Right.
And then she let me back in. And then I'm like, can I use your phone? She's like, absolutely. What you got to
Now-
do? I said, I call Papa Lock.
Now, this is the thing. Were you able to remember any numbers?
None.
Ooh.
That's why I had to call Papa Lock because I couldn't call them. What am I calling for?
So you guys don't have building maintenance that's there?
Mm-mm, not like that. Not like that. And then, my landlord is one of those that's like, look, you pay your rent. That's your apartment. We don't have keys. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So I had to call Papa Lock. Now I'm supposed to be in the office probably in the next 30 minutes from the time that I'm walking out the door. I called Papa Lock. They took a good hour to get there. So I missed the
Wow.
appointment. I'm doing all this other stuff. I got to go and pick up, print and get a whole bunch of other stuff at my printer's office. My printer's office is full. She got people standing outside the door. So I got to wait my turn. Took another hour. Then I had to go back to the office, and then I left the office just, 15 minutes ago to get over here. There's a accident at 610.
It always happens.
There is a real bad accident at 610. So I guess I'll play traffic reporter right now, letting anybody know that's coming in to New Orleans from the east. You probably are going to run into some backed up traffic at the bottom of the high rise all the way to the 610.
Well, I already ran into one when
Huh?
I was coming here earlier
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah, right there in the turn at Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
let me ask you, and use the G-rated version. Wait, no,
Do I
G-rated.
need
That
to
would be
read-
your use a clean version of what did you say when you realized everything was locked in the apartment?
there's no such thing as a clean version. So,
You made up new words?
oh, bro, and then it was hot. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna stand outside because inside of the apartment complex, the building itself, it's a little warm upstairs. Heat rises.
Yeah.
And I live upstairs. So I go stand outside and the wind is blowing. I'm like, okay, cool. So I got a little breeze on me. So I'm standing out there waiting for the man from Papa Lot to get there. And it started raining.
No.
I'm like, what else is gonna happen? What else is gonna happen? It just started raining.
I'm going to bring up an old school term. Murphy's Law.
Whatever can go wrong will.
Will go wrong.
Yep. I was like, boy, I'm just going back to bed. And then I just had to go and get, go and get this stuff from the printer. So I got that, and coming over here, I was like, okay, is that an accident I'm running into? Yes, it is. It is. So that was my day. How was yours?
Huh.
Oh, you already told me. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Well, I see that they're talking more so now about the alligator attack of the little boy. And I was watching the news last night. And one of the commentators, I won't say who it was, but one of the commentators of the news last night said the same thing I said on the air yesterday. I thought that was interesting.
And what was that? Remind us.
Something is wrong with this story.
Yeah, I told you it was fishy.
That's being put forward.
No pun
and
intended.
They said it last night on the. I said, somebody's listening. Somebody's listening. They said the same thing. I was like, yep, something's wrong with this narrative. But what is it? So now, evidently, they must have caught the alligator because they're talking about opening it up and seeing if the remains in the alligator were the remains of the young boy.
Man, that's really graphic.
That's a bad way to find out that you died. That's a bad way. I'm just saying. What you say, Mr. Elmo?
Hey man, how you doing, man?
What's going on with you?
Oh, brother, I wish I know more than you. I would be sitting out talking to you.
You would. You would. Probably talking to somebody a whole lot better than me anyway. So.
Well, believe it or not, man, I really enjoyed the conversation. I mean, I tried to get you yesterday. I talked to the young man for whatever reason. I couldn't get your signal on my AM radio,
Oh, okay. Listen to us on FM.
Well, the young man said FM, but I tried to get on FM. I didn't know. I swear, man, as long as I listen to you, do you not know you can put a gun in my head? I didn't know you had FM on FM.
As long as we've been saying it?
No, I didn't know you was on FM, brother.
107.1.
Thank you, buddy. I didn't know that, man. I really didn't. Now I know better,
Yep. There you go. Mm-hmm. What you know new?
Well, the point is with alligators, I know they do that with all parts of the country, certain type of animals that's overly populated, and it look like the state should be involved in that every now and then, just check to see.
Well, they involved in it now.
Yeah, they're involved in it now because I live not too far from Reed, and I was doing my walk, and the young lady was kind of upset because they had a little alligator in front of the door. And I'm saying that's kind of far away from a water resource, but just go to show you how those animals travel,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But I live right over Reed. I was surprised to see an alligator in front of the door. Now, where the alligator came from, I don't know, but it just goes to show you,
And off of Reed?
Yeah, not too far from Reed. Off Reed and Mark Drive. Ain't too far from.
Isn't there a canal that goes like through the back of Reed, like close to the shop?
Yeah, that's a nice. That's what 8 blocks. You think it's 6, 8 blocks? I guess. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, yeah, but I thought about it. I said that's kind of full, but that happened, But the thing that bothers me is I'm glad they found the child, but not the way that they found the child. But I always had suspect with the situation with never seen the mother, never seen no family member, and then had a young lady who was like a spokesman that was speaking for the
mother
family.
doesn't speak English. That's what that's about. But she's
that's
usually
what it
there when
was?
that lady's speaking.
Okay, so they had a spokesman,
Yeah, that's the spokesperson because the mother doesn't speak English. But she's
right,
usually
but,
there in the press conferences. Yes.
I think, and I'm only repeating, and you could gain your own opinion. I'm not mad at anybody got an opinion of what I'm saying. But when I heard the spokesman for the family, and she took a defense with NOPD, saying how long it took them to take, which is another matter to discuss, not only with us, because I live in New Orleans East, and I like them to be a little more fast in what they do. But then she said she felt they were retaliating because I'm sure they were seeking legal advice because they felt that they took too long. But the thing about it is the allegation that's coming up is very sad. I mean, that poor child should never been in that situation previously to what had happened, But everybody, I have to give to state, city, public officials, city of New Orleans. I mean, they went way beyond the call of duty professionally. The Cajun Army and Navy, what have you. Everybody went all out the way to try to find that child. So you can't say lack of effort. They did more than effort. I mean, they really did everything they could. So you have to commend our people. Sometimes we're good on criticizing. I didn't say you. People good at criticizing public officials and certain departments that help in certain situations like that. But I thought they went way. They couldn't ask any better professionalism or to try to find a child.
I do think that they were under some type of pressure. We probably thought about it in the same sense, but did not. I would say did not think that there was going to be a good outcome when it got past 48 hours, 48 to 72 hours. When it gets past then with no type of alert or nothing like that, it can get sticky. And instead of saying that he's alive, I think probably past the 72-hour mark, you are now looking for something else other than signs of life. So
yeah, well,
and how long was this young man gone? He was gone for a week?
Right. Well,
without his medicine, without any guidance, no clothes, only a diaper. Yeah, something is truly and sadly going to happen then.
Well, I hope because of that. Unfortunately, when you have situations of negativity of something that happens, people do things. But I hope whoever win the mayorship and who our new city council for District E gonna be, I hope they kind of like address the 7th district. It needs to be better, man. I mean, it needs to be bigger. I mean, we'll put it this way.
You want the
They need
7th
more
district
officers.
to be bigger?
They
They
need to
don't
have
have
more
enough
officers.
personnel in it now.
Huh?
They don't have enough personnel to handle it now. Why you want it to be bigger?
No, wait. I corrected myself. You listen to me. I said bigger. No. I said no. Not bigger. It's a nice size department. They need to have more officers. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're talking
yes,
about
sir,
the resources.
I corrected myself before you corrected me.
I'm sorry.
I said that they need. No, you didn't say nothing wrong. You're good. We need more officers. But this is the thing that bothers me is what people don't understand. You mentioned New Orleans East a lot, and but this is why you're saying what you're saying because you understand the depth, the geographical demographics on how large New Orleans East, the 7th district covers. Mm-hmm. Man, they cover a big area.
75 miles.
Yeah, man. I mean, they go all the way to Felicia Islands, man. That's ridiculous, man.
If you look at it in the sense of latitude, longitude, or by miles east to west or west to east, either one, you're talking about a circumference probably about 75 miles. New Orleans East is so big to the point where it's not just the land area. New Orleans East includes halfway the Causeway Bridge. I mean, the Twin Spans, not Causeway. The Twin Spans, that's where New Orleans stops and St. Tammany begins, in the middle of Lake Pontchartrain.
Well, again, I mean, I mentioned more than one time. If New Orleans East wanted to just have enough crowd that they wanted to, and just said, we're going to break away from New Orleans, period, it would be one of the top 10 largest cities in the state of Louisiana, man. I mean,
yeah, they said that you can actually put Lake Charles inside of New Orleans East. So
yeah, I mean, so we're not just saying. I mean, I'm not just BITCH bitching. I'm just saying, we need to look at in the future better police, fire protection, trash pickup, lighted houses, stuff like that.
Well, that's going to be my question today because you're going to make me ask another question. My question is going to be. Name the top 3 or 5 resources that each one of the mayors should be paying attention to that the areas need. So you need to tell me what those top 3.
I mentioned a few of them already.
Yep, and then they
all
need
right,
to
buddy,
tell me where they need to go. So All right, Mr. Elmore, let me get ready to take my break here. Everybody,
All right, brother. Pleasure talking to you.
Same here.
All right, brother.
All right, folks. Yeah, top 3 to 5 resources needed, and in what area you live in that it needs to be in. Come on, y'all. Get the phones ringing. 504-582-9422. More coming up.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 1230 AM, or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
The National World War II Museum, located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans. The National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Let's face the hard facts, New Orleans. Our city's population keeps dropping. Our residents are unhappy with basic services. Our neighborhoods are suffering. And too few of our young people can find a future in their hometown. This is why the City Services Coalition came together. A diverse, nonpartisan group of local citizens, the Coalition's 216-page action plan is full of fresh, innovative ideas to improve public safety, streets, drainage, sanitation, and permitting. It's based on the simple premise: if we can't do the basics right, how can we do anything else? The time for excuses is over. When you elect a new mayor, no matter who you vote for, make sure that person is ready to work for change and to make New Orleans what it should be, the great city we know it can be. The next step is yours. For more information, go to cityservicescoalition.com.
Paid for by the City Services Coalition.
Talk That NOLA Education is all about awareness. Join me, Dr. Jaquil Ross from New Schools for New Orleans, as I chat with Darren Jasper from Self NOLA and Nakia Simmons from Culver High School about the New Sped Teacher Fellowship. Tune in for Talk That this Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 a.m. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 a.m.
All right, folks, welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. Got another question, too. I'm going to get back to the top 5 city services that we need and what part of the city do you think they need to be concentrated in most. You can be biased. It doesn't matter to me. There's no wrong answer. You know, somebody might call and say that you're wrong, but there's no wrong answer because we need a whole bunch of stuff. And how do you get it? But I want to hear that from you. I think the people get a chance to talk about the city services that they think that they need the most. But the other question that I'm going to come out and ask, there is a story today in Newsbreak, and it talks about heat waves triggering domestic violence. That's what a study found. There's an extensive study that is saying in New Orleans, when we have heat waves, it triggers domestic violence. I'm going to read that entire story to you, but I want to find out, do you all think it's true or what? Do you think people get mad enough to start beating up on their loved one because of the heat? 504-582-9422. T-Bone.
Hey, G, what's going on?
What's happening?
My day was kind of rough too, bro.
I had a day already.
I can understand. Well, the piece I was calling for was actually to speak on services.
Mm-hmm.
So here are 3 services that need to be addressed in this city, not from 1 to 3, not necessarily in this order, but here's 3 of the services I think need to be looked at.
Okay.
Infrastructure. For a long, long time, we were behind the curve in terms of technology, in terms of our streets being repaired, in terms of just general services. I mean, Sewage and Water Board, I could go on and on about that. Energy issues, I could go on and on about that. They are part of infrastructure, okay? And also, I know that some companies are installing fiber optic, and I got to speak to this because I'm in technology.
Right.
But the ordinances, the regulations, the politics that has been this city for a long time are impeding progress.
What do you mean?
You should have 5G communications everywhere.
Okay.
You should also be able to get your choice, not their choice, but your choice of cable provider or internet services.
Mm-hmm. I would also say your energy, as far as where you're getting your power from, too.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, there needs to address the mental health issues in this city. And it shouldn't be just MPOs or small MPOs, I should say, that are saying something about this. There should be an all-out effort because here we are. We've talked about Katrina during the anniversary of it, but nobody has said whether the mental health services has gotten better.
You don't think they got any better? You don't think they got any better?
No, and I can tell you why. Because being a parent of somebody that needs mental health services, I've seen that it hasn't grown since I've come back. You understand? And last but not least, and this may not be considered a service, but it is an issue that needs to be addressed. Economical growth. And listen to how I said it. Economical growth. And I'm not talking about tourism. I'm not talking about hospitality. I'm not talking about situations where you just worrying about what looks good downtown.
I wonder, do we have and I don't like doing this comparison because I don't know and I like to know, so I probably should stop wondering and just go ask. But other cities and other governments that I know have what they call a spotter. That's the person that goes all over the country, pays attention to big corporations to find out what are they doing for growth, because that's when their stock price goes up, when they do something to grow the company, when they look at their earnings, and if they look stagnant, their stock price is not going to go up unless it's already stable enough that they don't need any more growth, but they know how to manipulate what they already have. So in other cities that I know of, what they have is a spotter. That person goes from city to city, corporation to corporation, to find out what they're going to do. And do we have the means or the clientele or the members of the community or the personnel bodies to be able to provide them the workforce that they're going to need when they want to build? And I haven't heard us, and I don't know if I'm just behind the 8 ball and just don't know, because remember, that's what I started with. I don't know.
Now, see, let me add to that. Let me add to that, brother. And this is why I had no issue with the mayor going from city to city, because what she was saying was she was trying to see about the business of this city. And what happened? City council shut her down, told her she couldn't travel, told her she had to reimburse the city for the child she took, this, that, and the third.
Well,
She's a mayor of a major American
and
city.
you never heard me say anything wrong with me. As a matter of fact, I think I took up for it and said, yeah, let her go travel because she's looking at what's to come.
Yes, we're trying to drum up business for this city. And that's the thing. You have so many people, the shadow elite, I'm going to say it, that have that mindset and say, well, she don't need to be attracting these kind of business. We don't need them damn type of dollars here. And let's just freshen up the French Quarter and do something better about the parades. And
make sure we lemony fresh.
Listen.
Okay, I'm sorry, bro.
Limitation of DART, okay, does not lead to diversification of funds. Think about what I'm saying.
Yep.
Limitation of DART does not lead to diversification of funds.
All right, here go another one for you. Here go another one for you, though. So the moneymaker for the state of New Orleans for the state of Louisiana is New Orleans.
Right.
How come our leadership has not gone to the governor, whether you like him or not, and ask him what companies are you trying to bring to Louisiana? You bring in these companies to Louisiana and put them in these little rural communities, and they don't stay. But we give them all our tax dollars. They stay here a year, get the tax benefit, and then won't leave.
Yeah. You know why? Because he's not interested in bringing big business here. He's interested in putting it in place like a meat. And the other smaller country of parishes that voted him in.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks New Orleans is fine making money the way it has always made money. See, they're concerned that if they change New Orleans into more of a business hub, it will be less of a tourist hub. I know that's what they think.
Why do you think that?
Because they've never changed. Administration to administration, whether it's the mayor's office, city hall, city council, or the governors, they haven't made enough effort to change. And again,
but ain't that the job of an unguesser?
That's the job of all of them. Why? Because if you can get more money put into this city, in this state as a whole, you have a greater population. You have them young people on that commercial ad you're just talking about wanting to stay.
Right.
I got a friend right now, just got off the phone with me yesterday. Him and his mother-in-law is trying to get me to relocate to Virginia for federal work.
Wow.
You understand me? They've been after me for at least a year and a half now. I'm not going to even tell you how much my actual in-laws trying to get me to go back to Texas. I got other people in Atlanta trying to get me to move there. And you know what? The money is better.
Yep.
You can't sit up there and dispute it. Oh, but this is home, and where else you going to have Mardi Gras and French bread and all this and all that? But what's the point if my living is bad?
Right.
What's the point if I can't get proper care for my children? What's the point if I can't buy property to settle on, to pass on to my kids? What's the point if you got a government that is inept and wants to do young and the senseless stuff in the news? When does the business of this city, of this state, get better? Again, limitation of DART limits diversification of funds.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just don't understand why we're not we got a lot of folks here in this city that are smart. Now, here's the other part of that I think that you got to remember, and that is we've got all of these universities that are also supposed to be advising on business councils, business meetings, these different corporations that are looking to do something. I mean, look at Slidell and look at other parts of Louisiana, how many folks are going to end up using those Amazon hubs?
Well, let me answer that like this. Okay, you do not have government officials leading the charge to learn the technology to work with Amazon. You don't have anybody here that's pushing an effort to teach artificial intelligence, which is supposed to be the next wave. You don't have enough people here in this state, in the college system, that's trying to teach innovations.
Well,
Yes, they're pushing for health care. They're pushing for health care. They're pushing for hospitality again. They're pushing for some of the trades, but they're not teaching for cutting edge stuff that will make six-figure salaries for the next decade. That's money that is taxable, that could enhance the experience of this state. And because your narrow-minded thinking is not funding colleges to do this, because you are so busy worrying about ideology and who's sleeping with who, and you're not addressing that as an issue, it goes to the backside.
Yeah, I mean, we worried about the wrong things. I have not seen dirty politics like this year's politics ever.
Bruh, this is New Orleans. This is Louisiana. We have seen mudslinging. If you're more than 20 years old and you understand the politics that have been, mudslinging is a part of our politics. However, at the end of the mudslinging, when the water rinses it off, you still got to have living.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have people wanting to stay. And instead of that, you have the younger generation leaving.
So I'm looking at a post. I'm looking at a post on Facebook, and I want to use it right now. I'm gonna use it on you for a minute. Actually, it's saying that the city does not have. Wait a minute. It's Joe Ken's post. He said this city, except for tourism and entertainment, does not have a business mentality or workforce to support it. You think that's true?
Thank you, Facebook user, whoever you are.
You think that's true, though? You do?
Hell yes, it's true. I'm in IT. I've been in the private sector as well as the public sector. And let me tell you something. Big companies, and I'm going to use GE as an example because I'm not there anymore, but I'll tell you what happened with me. When I interviewed for the post I was in, which was in IT, they looked at my resume and couldn't believe the resume I had. They said, "Well,
so what, they thought you were overqualified? Don't tell me they thought you.
I was overqualified."
Wow.
And they said, "Well, are you originally from me?" I was like, "Yes." They said, "So we pulled you in because your resume is highly qualified and rather unusual for this area. We can't believe that you actually come from this area." And I used to I told them, wherever you looked, because they said they couldn't find candidates like me. And the reason they couldn't find candidates like me is because they look elsewhere.
So that
was
my other point. I think that they're not
here.
looking in the right places because we got too many colleges around here. UNCF would also know. I mean, there's so many different young folks that are qualified for IT. They got all these different other majors that they have, but you can't tell me you can't find them. So they ain't looking for them.
But they're looking, but they're not as many here. Because guess what? I was one of two people that was from New Orleans in that office. That's it. Everybody else got recruited from everywhere else in the country. And you know why? Because GE paid well to relocate. They paid well for those positions. But looking at me, because I had private and public, and I had a good set of skills, That's what made them interested in me. But here, people want you to have the moon, the sky, and the stars. And then when you get in the place, the manager that's over you don't know his head from his you-know-what, don't have a degree. And when you bring up in the meeting something that they should have brought up, you get put on a blacklist.
Wow.
And that's what happens. And when young people experience that nowadays because they have more options, they leave.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's easier to relocate now than it's ever been. It's easier to go to college online, and you'll be sitting in New Orleans and get a degree from MIT
right.
and roll out of New Orleans.
Right. What holds you here?
The only thing that's holding me here right now is my family, and I'm sorry to say it, but because I have some personal concerns with some of my family, I might be leaving because if I lose, well, let's just say that I didn't get the family support system I thought I would when I came back. I'm sorry to say that. And that's important to parents dealing with autism because you're used to the rest of the world overlooking these children, but you're hoping that you have family that won't. But unfortunately, it continues to happen with a lot of people like me. And so now I have to think about resources, their future, because the future's not getting better here for people like my kids. There's no communities that support people dealing with mental disabilities. There's no government structure that has come forth and said, let's do something about these people. There are growing populace down here. We don't want them to leave. I've never heard Landry. I've never heard Moreno. I've never heard the current mayor say anything about that.
If all the candidates, T-Bone, out of all of them, which one is good for business for the state of Louisiana?
You talking about the mayor's race? OT, you know I know you. You know I love you, bro. But I haven't heard you do much on business. So I got to say, I'm not sure about you in terms of the business structure. Moreno knows some people, but I don't think she's going to do the right thing. I think the shadow elite is going to want things as the status quo. They're not going to do anything to change the business etiquette around here. And big business is just going to pass Louisiana by again. And more youngsters are going to leave.
So you don't think there is one? A candidate that can handle big business here?
No. You know why?
Why?
Because nobody in the race is a business person. None of them are in private industry. And none of them have ties to private industry. And none of them are talking about it in debates. Think about it. All they know is the government structure that they've dealt with and how they want to put their spit on it. I'm sorry, OT. I want to say you, but in this instance, the way that G worded the question, I can't.
But you understood what I was getting at. Which one
I do.
Can reach out and get big business to get some type of, I don't even know if I call it satellite or some type of headquarters, something.
Big business needs to invest in our infrastructure, and once our infrastructure is better, it'll attract other businesses
I'm gonna talk about
invest
that in
in
a
us.
minute. I got to talk about that in a minute because Slidell did something a couple of years ago. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I got to take my break, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. Thanks for listening.
All right. More coming up, y'all. We got to take our break. We'll come back, have some more conversation. I'll let you know about something St. Tammany did, and I'll tell you why I asked that question. Y'all know in a minute. Everybody will tell you.
I'm David Patan Sr., owner of Whole Water and Food Over Medicine Academy, coach, consultant, and instructor We're excited about our 21-day challenge. Stop, prevent, and reverse disease today. Cholesterol, diabetes type 2, high blood pressure, along with chronic illnesses and diseases. We believe that the gift of wellness is the greatest gift, and for $30 per month, $1 a day, you could have this gift for you and your family.
I'm Phyllis Washington, and I've benefited with health and weight loss.
For your gift of $30, healing and wellness can be yours. Call 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. The Whole Water Store. See you at 2135 Washington Avenue today.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Hey, New Orleans, look for important changes to your natural gas service. This summer, Delta Utilities takes over for Entergy Gas with a Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based approach to safe, clean, reliable natural gas. No interruptions or rate changes due to the transition, just dependable service and modernized technology to keep you running smoothly. Get to know us at deltautilities.com and stay tuned for more later this summer. Delta Utilities, focused on natural gas, committed to New Orleans.
If someone asks,
Yeah!
let them know you listen to WBOK.
Here we go!
The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. T-Bone, thanks for the call, man, but I got to make that reference to what I was talking to you about when I had a long conversation before her passing. May she rest in peace. The president of St. Tammany at the time, Miss Pat. And I would tell her that, you know, if I went across the North Shore sometime, I'd go down I-12, and you would see all these rural areas, that cow pastures, a whole bunch of trees and weeds and stuff. And then all of a sudden, you would see infrastructure. Bam, there's a Target off in the cove. And I'm like, how did they get a Target with no type of, I guess more so than anything else, with no type of ability to say this is how many people we got. They would build it, and then next thing you know, it's a Target. So she said, we took a new innovative approach. I said, well, what was the approach? She said, the approach was, if you build it, they will come. So they would find out what type of layout or outlay that, you know, buildings they would kind of have to put together. And they would go into those woods, clear the area, build the infrastructure, then bring Target in there and say, you want it? And let them have it. And next thing you know, you got a Target in the middle of the woods. And it would just make me so mad that we'd already have those buildings just sitting there. And we seem to never be able to close bringing A, B, and C to the city. Y'all remember the one that we saw? And everybody was all happy because we were about to have this company come in and they were going to take the Goodwill Industries building out there off of Reed. And next thing you know, I think that either the mayor had said something about it or they had something else going on. And the next thing you know, they're not coming. And it ends up going to Goodwill. Is Goodwill a bad company? Absolutely not. You know, a lot of people love Goodwill. And I'm not saying anything derogatory to the company. I'm just saying, are we in a mindset that if we build it, they will come? Or do we have to have it in writing immediately, give up part of our foot, be called Kunta, and do a dance and do something to entertain the people just to get them to bring industry to the city? And then you would hear about all those surveys that would always say that, you know, you don't want to have that over here. You don't want to put it over here. And the reason why is because they got too much crime. Well, now we got crime under control and it's down because you keep hearing people say, we're at a 25-year low. If we're at a 25-year low, what's the next excuse? oh, well, they don't want to come out here because, please don't tell me it's because it's an area where you got too many black folk. And here's the reason why I say that. Because most companies that want to come to New Orleans, that are in New Orleans, y'all don't say that when you have the majority of the people that are buying your products or using your services, they are African American, but let's call a duck a duck. You all don't have a problem with the folks going to your store in another area and they're African American. You got a problem having a store in a black area and it's African Americans that serve you. Oh, we got crime prevention. They stealing everywhere. They stealing in some of the most top brand stores. They doing, what do they call those things? Grabbing runs or crushing runs or whatever you call them. Everywhere. They doing that in Beverly Hills. So what excuse is it now? You don't love me, but you love my money. And if the people of New Orleans, including New Orleans East, would get just a little bit smarter, you would learn that what we would do is stop spending our money with these stores that can't put one in my home area. Don't call me a desert for nothing. If you're going to make me a desert, understand who's really making me a desert. I am, because we'll get in our car and we'll drive to another area of the city to go shopping at somebody else's grocery store that loves your money but don't love where you live. If you can live there, that's called home. So they're not talking about just the area of New Orleans East. They talking about your home. Not realizing that we got some of the nicest, smartest bricks and mortar in the East that we got in any other part of the city. And if you ever ride through New Orleans East, you'll find a neighborhood that you ain't never been through before. And it's like, damn, where they come from? So if you want to economically put something together, do we need any more infrastructure? Or do we need to start putting the infrastructure that we have to use? Because some of these buildings that's just sitting out here are just doing that. They just sitting empty. And nobody care. We pass it every single day. Next thing you know, it need a pressure washer. Next thing you know, you need to get the graffiti off of it. Next thing you know, you got big trucks that's parking their trucks and trailers in the parking lot. Next thing you know, you need to daggone cut the grass. Next thing you know, the kids are sitting up in the parking lot doing burnouts. Why? Because they know that you ain't coming out there and you're not going to say nothing about it. Well, if I want a store and you want my money, if you can't put a store in the East or somewhere near the East, you want me to leave my neighborhood to come to your store, spend my money, and then you can go wherever you want to. You can go home. That's what we doing. We're not making nobody come nowhere. So guess what? If black folks really wanted something, y'all would make a plan. Because I can tell you white folks did it. What? Yeah, they did it. What are you talking about? They did it in Lakeview. They didn't do exactly that way, but I can tell you how they did it. White folks got tired. And I'm sorry, y'all, I don't want to be sounding like I'm being prejudiced because I really am not. I'm talking about the majority of the folks that live in the Lakeview area were white. When they made a movement several years ago, and they did it on Mitch Landrieu. Mitch Landrieu was pulling everybody's tail, and them folks was like, I pay taxes. I'm tired of driving on these streets that got potholes in this nice area. I got a $600,000 house, and I can't even drive down my street. I pay taxes. Next thing you know, they started having meetings. They had all the officials. They had folks that were lawyers, had folks that were accountants, doctors, and they invested into their own area. They started buying signs. Y'all remember them red signs? And start putting them up and letting everybody know, I pay taxes. Fix my streets. Y'all remember that? Then they had a little guy that was, I used to talk to him. He was their promotional guy. He handled all of their media, so they were calling the TV stations. Next thing you know, everybody was talking about them signs, and they made it. But guess what we doing? We now call ourselves influencers. We trying to influence elections. Y'all talking to people that don't even damn vote, and y'all getting in trouble by doing crazy stuff, calling yourself an influencer because you want somebody to vote and believe the lies that you're telling. If you really want to be influencing somebody, influence somebody on a positive level to get some stuff done. Y'all not holding nobody that's running for office accountable for your infrastructure. How many of you all have asked, if I live on this street, and you know what street I'm talking about, how long would it take y'all to get it fixed? I heard Helena Moreno do a television commercial that talked about the potholes in the city, and then she said they had one group of people, one pothole filler in the whole city working for 1,500 streets. I couldn't believe she did it. Not because it's true or untrue, because you have the ability to make the difference as the president or vice president of the city council. Don't y'all control the budget? Didn't y'all want to control their budgets? And you can only get one person to do filling of the streets? That's on you. If you ain't do it as an official with the city council, what make me believe you gonna do it as the mayor? I'm just saying, I don't care if y'all get mad at me or not. Y'all can come at me with that daggone influencer stuff if you want to. You're going to get your feelings hurt. Don't mess with the man that got the microphone. Y'all got Instagram. Y'all got 30 seconds. I got 2.5 hours every day. And I'm being critical. I'm being critical because this city is going to the craps. And I ain't really what I want to say. If we keep letting the infrastructure of the city go the way that it's going quick now. But how long would it take y'all to get it fixed? Why do you think the buildings are falling down? Why do you think every so often, every couple of months, we hear of a building that is crumbling and bricks falling off of it and falling on people's cars and stuff? And then the fire station got to come out and shut down the sidewalk because all the bricks are falling out. Why do you think we keep seeing that? That's the infrastructure crumbling. You trying to tell me we don't have inspectors that can see that? I'm just saying, it don't take no daggone Chinese arithmetic for us to figure that out. It don't. It really don't. And I ain't even finished yet. I just got started. More coming up, folks. We got to go to news, and we'll come back and have some more conversation.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams is brushing off reports he'll quit the mayor's race.
Next question.
Adams says he's staying in as an independent despite rumors of a Trump administration job offer. Trump has urged Adams and Republican Curtis Fleetwood to drop out to boost Andrew Cuomo against frontrunners Aram Mamdani. A black Minnesota man is free after 27 years for a murder he didn't commit. Brian Hooper was sentenced to life in 1998, but the key witness recently confessed to the crime. Hooper, now 54, walked out of Stillwater Prison to reunite with his children. And rapper Young Thug is apologizing to girlfriend Mariah the Scientist after leaked jail calls revealed he was unfaithful. The private conversations, now public, sparked social media buzz. Thug posted on X saying he's sorry and willing to do anything to make the relationship work. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230. 12:30 a.m.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Let me go back to what I was saying because I wasn't really finished. I just had to take that break. And I'm hoping that everybody understands. I'm not necessarily picking with one candidate. I'm actually talking to all of you. There is nobody that's running for this office in the top categories or in the top percentile of these polls that don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm looking to see when we gonna change it. When are y'all gonna do the asphalt? When you gonna fix some of these streets that ain't been fixed in so long that you can't drive 3 miles an hour down the street or you tear the undercarriage of your car? Y'all don't see it? Hell, you ain't even gotta see it. Get in the car, close your eyes, let somebody else drive, and your damn ass will feel it. If the car don't throw you out the window first. Is it me? Is it me? If you driving down the street, all right, now everybody gonna be like, he done lost his mind. If you driving down the street and the asphalt done lifted up out the street, it done lifted out the street because of the heat, and nobody fixed it, something is wrong with you.
A perfect example is Hayne Boulevard.
Perfect example is Franklin Avenue because they even got some of those now. It's getting so bad on Franklin Avenue, Wick, that the street is sinking in at least 7 places.
Oh, they're fixing one right now at Canal and I-10 entrance. A sinkhole appeared over there. They filled it in. It came right back. Now they got it blocked off.
Where is it?
Canal and I-10 entrance.
Canal and I-10 entrance.
Yeah, going what eastbound.
Yeah,
westbound.
Yeah, that whole.
Not eastbound.
Yeah, going to the east.
We used to have to. You have to swerve around it to get on.
I have actually hit that pothole a couple of times.
Oh, you bought it. I'm gonna go spray paint your name on it. G-Man's pothole.
I'm gonna put a tree in it.
It'll probably take root too.
I'm not gonna put a Christmas tree in it and put some lights on it. The ones with the batteries that has solar on it.
Oh, yes, and
that when it gets dark, it'll just light up. And I'm gonna put a Christmas tree in it.
But the one on Hayne, when you would come down that flyover,
yep.
On the right hand side, there was a manhole cover where the one side had lifted up out the street, and they spray painted it. Somebody spray painted it bright orange so you could see that sucker, and they put cones there. Everybody had to slow down and go around it. So the other day I passed by there, they put a Band-Aid on it. Instead of knocking it down and smoothing it out, all they did was put some asphalt in the front of it to make it smoother to go over.
So you take off.
Yeah, you're going to take off. You're going to do an Evil Knievel down the street.
Oh, Lord.
Check me out, man. I'm riding on 2 wheels.
So I'm looking around and saying to myself, that's just part of the infrastructure issue. I'm not getting into the real infrastructure issues because I will look at a lot of these buildings, and here's my example of that, but it might be a bad example. You can call me and tell me if it is. Our buildings in New Orleans East, downtown, I would also go as far as saying some of those buildings in some of the other areas, I'm not going to call everybody's area. Let's go downtown. We know that there's a building downtown that's such an eyesore and they won't tear it down. But yet when the Super Bowl comes, they find a way to try to purdy it up. It's a piece of trash. So we're going to leave it up? Because of what? Because Mr. Jock, he died? Y'all better knock that damn building down. It's just standing there. Is that the World Trade? What is that? What is that building? What is that building, y'all? Y'all tell me what that building is. But y'all gonna try to pretty it up by putting a cover over it? That's like putting lipstick on a pig. What are we really doing? That's not creative. That's not creative. That's stupid. And you can't, I know why you can't find people that are trying to invest in the properties of New Orleans. Have y'all really thought about the properties of New Orleans and how some of these private investors are looking at these properties, but they want so much for them? We're looking around and saying, who's going to put $600 million into charity? It hasn't been open since 2005. And y'all want $655 million for it. What? Who's going to put $300 or $400 million into the Lindy Boggs Hospital? It looked like Graffiti Alley. Who's going to put that much money into these properties and you don't have the investment? We just let them sit. If that was your private home and you let it sit like that, you would get code enforcement fees. But we are letting these big old monstrosities of properties sit around, get graffitied up, and then have these holes in the fences where people going up in there shooting up and homeless in there. And y'all think we got a homeless problem? We make it homeless accessible. We make it like, come on in, Mr. Homeless Man. Here's your place to live. Have y'all noticed how many fires we're starting to have now? Just look at the reports. It's not that little Johnny in there playing with the matchbook. It's not the mama with the hairstyling on the stove. These are abandoned properties that somebody homeless is squatting in there. They catch the place on fire, they leave, and guess what? It done started burning down your house. That just happened last week. The lady was like, I live here all my life. I was born in this house. And now I got to walk away after 30 years. And when she said that, that was a code for me. Did you get it? Did y'all get it? I'll tell you what it is. The lady said I was here 30 years. Her house was paid for. More than likely. Thank you, Paul. That is Plaza Tower. What is it that we don't get? I don't want somebody to tell me all my life that I got to take a voucher just to be able to live. And if that sounded bad to anybody that's on a voucher, please understand what I'm talking about. There's nothing wrong with you getting a voucher. Hell, property is so high here, I'm about to ask for one. But there's something that you could do, and it's something that the officials should be doing more of. What you talking about? HUD, which is HANO, Housing and Urban Development. HANO is Housing and Urban Development of New Orleans, the Housing Authority. Should be talking to everybody, all 20,000 of you that have vouchers. What you mean, Gerard? We have all these properties in this city that are for sale. Why isn't HANO talking to everybody that has a voucher saying, hey, do you know that it's easy for you to be a homeowner? Well, what you mean, Mr. Hanno or Miss Hanno? You actually can get your own property and not have to give up your voucher, but use your voucher as your payment for your mortgage. Don't tell me it can't be done, because I've seen it done. You could own your own home and still have the voucher to pay your mortgage. Hello? Is this thing on? Can y'all hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I got a friend of mine. I told y'all about Lewis. I know I was talking to Michonne and all, and she was like, I need to know who that is. My buddy Lewis, and I think I brought up his name a couple of weeks ago. And guess what? I went to dinner one day over at in Elmwood, and guess who was sitting up in there? Lewis and his wife. I said, man, I need you to come to the table and explain it, because he wrote the whole plan for Hano and for HUD. He wrote it himself. They use his plan. He know how to do it. I said, man, I need you to come. He said, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. He's the one that taught me about having those vouchers, and you can use them to go toward your mortgage, not be no renter. Because you know what? If something happened to your house or the place that you're renting, you out. Why you think people, let's think about something here. You live in an apartment complex, just like we saw right off of Dowman, right? It catches fire. Unless you got renter's insurance or property insurance, you just out, because you can't live there no more. So they saying, see you later. You got Red Cross out there giving you a blanket and trying to find you a place to stay, but you still out. You done lost all your stuff because it burnt up or got smoke damage. You don't have another place to go to. And do you have the funds to get into another apartment or condo or house? At least if something happened tragic to your own apartment or your own house, with your voucher, that's your property. So you got property insurance. You got to deal with the insurance company. You got to have it. You got to have mortgage insurance. You got to have them. So if we are concerned about our future and stop thinking about the past and then the present, wouldn't we be a whole lot better off? Not only that, check this out. Do you know that if you own property, your wealth goes up? Hello? I'm not speaking this just to be speaking it. I'm saying it for a reason. Do you know that if you own property, then your wealth goes up? It means you got something that everybody values, banks value, lending institutions value. But if you ain't got jack doo-doo, who's looking at you as property? Who's looking at you as viable? And I do think that we don't talk about us enough. You own your own home, you got borrowing power. You own your own place, not only do you have borrowing power, but people respect you. You're going to take care of it. Your personal value and wealth goes up. But if you ain't got jack, you're a consumer. We spend more than we bringing in. It's time, y'all. Not old folks, not young folks, or middle class folks. How many folks think they middle class? If they thought you were middle class, we would have a middle class here in New Orleans. Our middle class has been depleted. We have got to do better, and we got to do better now. Here is the time to strike. Banks should be able to lend you money. You should be trying to find you a home and not looking around and saying, I'm going to stay in the apartment. I'm going to stay in the apartment. I'm going to stay in the apartment. You paying somebody else. Buy you a home. It ain't that hard. You need to get your credit up. You need to call Malika. Y'all know Malika Honore? Y'all know, make me call Malika and put on the air and tell her about getting the credit up. Okay, I will. WB.
What's up, G?
What's going on with you?
It's all good, bro. Hey, listen. So I'm on a conversation about using your HUD vouchers to get to be able to be a homeowner and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think about the complexities of home ownership. Like, okay, so, and I'm not being devil's advocate. I'm just thinking, the insurance, to be insured, like to say the voucher will pay for the mortgage, but you still have the insurance you got to pay. You still got to do maintenance. You still got to do upkeep. You know what I mean? Like, those are a whole bunch of additional costs that they're not free.
Nope.
And so, I mean, and then you said a couple of things about things that we should do. You got to get your credit up. You got to do some things in order for it. I mean, I see the picture. It could work. Mm-hmm. But then I'm just thinking about the things that go along with that. That's not, because I know some renters that feel like, I own rental property, and my renters be like, well, look, I ain't necessarily have to cut the grass. I'm not worried about if something breaks, because that's for Mr. WB to fix, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that come with home ownership that, that some people, I'm not saying everybody who's renting is lazy, but I know some lazy folks that just happy to live off the system and not trying to improve their own situation.
Oh, absolutely. And guess what? They will always be in that pole category.
Yeah, but I get your point for trying to encourage folks, because believe if I had a voucher, I'd be trying to take advantage. Well, how do I use this government money to purchase a mortgage? I think I would be all over that myself.
Right.
But everybody ain't built the same.
Nope.
I get your point, but I was just also adding to the.
Well, I tell you what, I'll put it this way. Let's look at the laws of averages here. If 10 people try and 5 people get through and can take care of that responsibility, I'm good for now. Then those five that didn't, let's work with them and see what we need to do to get them through.
All right. So I teach a substance abuse class every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we talk about how to manifest things. And, we can manifest things with our voice. Like, we have the thought, we talk about it, we write it down, and we take action steps. The only way you can't tell me that don't work is if you don't try it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't try that, you can't say, oh, Mr. Wayne, that don't work. But if you try it, like you said, the law averages. So if we could get 10 people to try it, then I think that would be a worthwhile just to get 10 people to try.
Yeah, I just text Malika Honore call me on the air, because I want her to talk about getting your credit, getting your credit straight. Because
let me back off to give us some time.
Huh?
I said, let me back off, give us some time.
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, she's on the line now, so I want to talk to her about this, because she probably goes through this every day, because she knows how to get folks in line. So that's what I'm trying to get.
All good.
Thank you, brother.
All right, bro.
I appreciate you,
man. The efforts, bro. Thank you.
All right. I'm sorry, Malika. I am you the first person I thought about calling, because I just said something on air, and I said I need to make sure that we talk about you. How you doing, first of all?
I'm wonderful. How are you this beautiful afternoon?
Hold on 1 minute. Don't go nowhere, because I got to talk to you about getting your credit straight so that you can get a house.
Okay, I got you.
All right, hold on. We'll be right back. All right.
Okay.
We got Malika Honore on the line. We'll talk to her next. Everybody hold tight.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by Lowe's. Rapper Jadakiss has a line of coffees called Kiss Cafe Coffee, and he's working on the brand with his family. His father and son are both involved. Jadakiss says that entering the coffee space with his family gives him an opportunity to defy some stereotypes.
Rappers get stereotyped or put in a box. They mostly do liquor brands or, different endorsements like that. Like my dad likes to say, I have skin in the game as far as coffee goes.
Jadakiss speaking to Bloomberg alongside his father, Bob Phillips, who talked about his extensive coffee background.
I worked for some of the largest coffee players in the country. I was employed by General Foods, Maxwell House. A lot of years is where I got my start.
The Phillips family has big plans for the brand. They want to expand their line of coffee to include some more premium blends. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more, with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor. We're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Every Friday at noon on WBOK.
At New Orleans East Hospital, we believe healthcare should come with heart. Located at 5620 Reed Boulevard, we proudly serve the New Orleans community with compassion, courtesy, and a commitment to excellence. From healing to education, we want to be your trusted healthcare partner that's close to home. New Orleans East Hospital, delivering a culture of healthy care.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Did you hear me go, ooh? That was a sit down.
That's that old man grunt.
That's an old man sit down, boy. That's what that is. All right, 504-582-9422 is my number. On the phone with us, the one, the only, Malika Honore. How are you?
Malika, I'm wonderful, Mr. Steven Gerard.
I'm so glad that you picked up the phone because we having this conversation. I'm like, folks don't really understand their value and their worth or how they can move that value and their worth to another level.
Yeah.
But I got a person on the phone that does, and I got to give you credit because every time I see you on social media, you ain't talking about what happened on the stories and Young and the Restless, none of that. You are talking about how people can better themselves.
Yeah, yeah. What else is there to talk about? That's how I feel.
Mess. Because it's just
I don't
mess.
care about all of that. All I care about is doing better for me and my children.
So let me tell you what my conversation was. My conversation was about people and owning property. And a lot of folks don't understand the fact that when you own your own property or properties, your value goes up.
It does.
And if you if you have the opportunity to buy your own home, don't think that, Lord, I got to have this $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Where I'm going to get it from just to get in there. There's so many people that can help you with grants and other stuff to get into these homes.
Absolutely. And in some cases, you get money back.
Yep.
Yeah. People don't talk about that. I say this all the time, Gerard. I had several successful businesses, but I never felt completely successful until I purchased my own property.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about when it's yours, you know, like my grandfather used to be outside picking up trash, and I never understood that. But when it's yours,
you're gonna make
you
sure
care
it look
about
right.
the street clean, the sidewalk, you care about all of that. And it also gives you confidence.
Yep. You stand off in the middle of the street just staring at it.
Staring at it because it's mine.
Yep.
And I get to give this to my children. They'll never have, they'll always have someone to live, you know? But no, yeah.
So one of the things, too, that I was talking about was the fact that I have a friend of mine, his name is Lewis. Lewis actually wrote the, I think he wrote the directions for HUD or HANO, one of the two, on how you can use, if you're in a situation where you're on a voucher, you should be having a conversation with HANO, HUD, whoever, about how you can use that voucher to be able to pay your mortgage and buy a house.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm best known for talking about other people's money. And why not flip that voucher to provide legacy and generational wealth for your children? I tell people all the time, I was a part of that system. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I was a part of that system a long time ago after Hurricane Katrina. And so when they talk about those vouchers, I take pride. I get to talk to Hanno people once a month and tell them how it gave me confidence, how it backed me up so that I was able to do the things that I do today. But hell yeah, you get to flip that voucher into making the government pay for you to purchase your home and provide generational wealth for your children. Yes.
Because what you're actually doing now is you're doing that for someone else that don't know
Absolutely.
you, don't care about you, and then has the right to control you by evicting you if they want to.
Yeah, that part. People don't talk about that at all. You know, like I remember, listen, after Katrina, you know, life was life for a lot of us. And I remember going through evictions, right? I remember going through repos, having things taken from me. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. I want to be in a position where I will never let someone take something from me ever again.
Right.
And so, yeah, but again, I always talk about that confidence it gives you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the parts of this that, you know, just don't think that somebody's going to snap their fingers and everything going to be all right. You got to work for it. And,
you got to do the work.
And one of the things that I tell folks is, hey, whether we want to believe it or not, credit got a lot to do with different things, and you got to get it at least fixed a little bit, and then work on it some more, and then work on it some more. Because if you got good credit, you more than likely can get anything that you want.
You can get anything, not most likely. Listen, there's times where I see people walk in getting $100,000 cars without even looking at check stubs, Gerard.
Wow.
They look at that 3-digit number. That's your adult report card. My grandfather used to always tell me, credit is your word, and all we have in our life is our word. And that's what it is. That 3-digit number is so powerful, but it can get you anything you want.
So what kind of classes, because when I see you in big-time seminars, you in other states doing seminars, because I know folks are requesting you to come in and got you on these power panels. So what kind of seminars, what kind of classes, and one thing that I do, and I give you credit on this too, you'll tell a person, you don't need me.
You don't. And so I think that's why people trust me, because I tell people you can do this yourself. You can absolutely repair your credit by yourself. You know, but I also say, you know, we could also represent ourselves in court by ourselves.
Right.
But again, you want people that have, you know, masters at credit. But you can do it, but you have to simply just pull your credit. You know how many people are just afraid to look at it?
I used to be that. I used to be the same person that would look around and say, I don't even want to know what my number is.
And half of the times, and this is serious, and I'm not just making this up, half of the times they're already at least a 620. All you need is a 640.
Yep.
You can go and purchase your home at 640 and focusing on two things: paying your bills on time for the last 24 months and making sure you have a credit card and you make sure that sucker stays below 30%.
Yep.
Those two things. That's it.
And
start there, pulling your credit and knowing, paying your bills on time and making sure you have one credit card and it's below 30%. That's it, Gerard. And you will have 650 if you just focus on those two things.
But the biggest problem that we have is, I mean, financial rhetoric that we don't know. Because most of us, especially in the African American community, we were told for so long, you know, don't talk about money with folks. And then the other thing we were told is, when you get to be my age, we were told, put your money in the bank or don't put your money in the bank. Then we had, you know, what we call mattress money because the banks had shut down at one point in time. But we were not financially literate.
Yeah.
And that's
And I was even
concerning.
told, Gerard, not to. I was told not to use credit, pay for cash, everything.
Right.
If you didn't have the cash, don't buy it.
Right.
But that's not how other communities are growing and building.
Yep.
They leverage debt.
Yep.
They leverage that. It's easier. If you think about it.
Mhm.
Majority of us, let's just be honest. I did some research on Louisiana. You know, Louisiana minimum wage. Louisiana the minimum wage is still $7.25 per
Right.
hour. Do you know that, Gerard?
Right. Yep.
And so the average person is making, honestly, about $20 an hour. How hard and difficult do you think it is to save? Well, I'm not going to even say $100,000, $200,000, because the average house right now is about $200,000, $150,000 to $200,000 in New Orleans. How hard do you think it is to save $150,000 to $200,000? It's impossible at $20 an hour.
Right. And if I want to live in the bricks and mortar communities where the houses are 300 to 400, which is right around the corner from those houses that's 150 to 200,000.
Yeah.
How hard is that to get into those with cash?
With cash, it's almost impossible.
Unless your
because
mama
there's no way.
or your grandmama or granddaddy had a life insurance policy, and Lord rest their souls.
Yeah. Or you become the new Rockefellers and you set your generational 7 and 8 generations, and we build wealth and make sure that our children are positioned from day one. Because that's what I'm about, Gerard. My children will never have a struggle day. I mean that.
And I'm looking around and looking. A lot of us don't even try to look around when our children are born. Are we really setting up some type of fund or some type of plan for our kids not have to struggle and have to go from zero to get where they want to be by the time they graduate from high school?
We're not. But we're not taught that either. I mean,
Nope.
you know what? My son went to St. Peter Claver, so did my whole family.
Mhm.
And my son came home one day in 4th grade, and he said, "You know what the rule of 72 is, Mama?" And I was like, "Well, I think I heard about it." Now, he's in 4th grade. I just wanted to hear what he said. But my child was blessed to learn the rule of 72, and that's the compound interest. So just imagine if you start off with saving just $25 when your child was born.
Right.
In 30 years, your children will be a
Millionaire. Yep. I think 2 or 3 million. One of the two. I think it's 2 or 3 million. And
But it's something as small as $25.
yeah. Yep. And I just don't understand why we don't take advantage of it. We'll spend money on junk that ain't gonna last.
Yeah.
And by the time your kid gets old, you can't buy them no car. They have no education fund. And I did something. I was glad I did it, but I'm not bragging. But when my child was born, the doctor who delivered my child was congratulating us and saying thank you very much and and handed me the certificate for the Gerber life insurance.
Yeah.
It was $10,000 at its highest, but it was something that you could transfer into a grown person's life insurance policy.
Yeah. And it's a whole life policy, and it builds literally.
Right.
That $10,000 can convert into 30
Quick.
if you do what it's supposed to. I remember Gerber Life.
Yep. and then we transferred it into an IROTH.
Yeah.
Which is non-taxable. And if you hand it to them and say, okay, you got to let it mature, by the time they get ready to daggone retire, they millionaires too.
They millionaires too. You know what I gift all of my children and nieces and nephews at 18?
What's that?
Great credit. I'm the rich auntie. 6 months before my children turned 18, and my nieces and nephews, I put all of them on my credit card. And the day they turn 18, usually they have a 780 credit score. Just imagine what an 18-year-old, again, my children are educated, right? But just imagine if your child can start out at 18 with a 780 credit score. You could set them up for a fourplex at 18 years old.
Wow.
They can live in one and rent out 3. You tell me what type of position they'll be in.
Wait a minute.
Not
You can do me like that too. I can be 18. I'd be your child. I need a 780.
My nieces and nephews call me their rich auntie. I'm serious.
Yes, indeed. So how hard is it to do the maintenance on your credit?
It's not hard. I tell people all credit is fixable, Gerard. I don't care if you've been to prison. I don't care if you've been divorced. I don't care if you filed bankruptcy, if you have foreclosure. All credit is fixable. All you need is 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. 2
So-
years.
So one of
And
the
you
things
can
too
redo
that
it.
we hear a lot of folks saying that you can fix it yourself, but I'm not going to say that, yeah, that's what you need to do. I'd rather pay somebody to do it for me. Is that wrong?
No, because they're experts. Listen, if I'm gonna do a PR, that's not my thing, Gerard. I'm gonna call you. What's up? I need to do a PR camp. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You in communication. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna create no PR. I'm not gonna do it because that's not what I do. But they can though.
Right.
So I tell people you can absolutely do it, but you might want to hire an expert. But it's so simple as them literally pulling their credit reports. Gerard, honestly, you can get a credit report for free.
Yep.
Once a year. During COVID, we could get it once a month. But once a year, you can go to annualcreditreport.com and pull your credit report for absolutely free $99. You don't need a credit card. You don't need one single dollar. Annualcreditreport.com. That's how Uncle Sam making the credit bureaus make sure that we know where we're at. And you can get now you're not going to get your score, but you're going to get your credit report so you'll know the overall health of where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And I can look at it for free.
Yeah, I think that everybody, and I think you ought to hold a clinic. I really do, because the average person is not going to share publicly what their score is anyway, because some of us do have some hicks and bumps and stuff on our credit score. But if they could get that off, I think that their credit could go up. And I've had a couple. I'm not going to sit up here and just talk about anybody else. I had a couple, but it ended up coming off of my credit, and I saw my credit go up like 30, 40 points afterwards.
And it can go up to 100 points. Literally, I've had some hiccups too. Like, I do this. I'm not emotional about my credit report or my score, Gerard, because I live this, and I know what to do in order to fix it. Right? But you can go up. I've seen a person go up 110 points, like literally within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that if I do use my credit card, now you're going to get on me for this. I'll use my credit card to get something that I just don't want to spend the cash on, even if I got the cash, and I just say, I just pay it down, da-da-da. But I noticed that if I use my credit card, my score will go down 15, 20 points. But if I'm paying for it, it don't go back up but 1, 2, 3 points at a time. I was
Because
like, that
you're
just
over your
ain't fair to
credit
me.
utilization. That utilization is what it is. Your max. So if you're so this is how it works. Let's say you have $1,000 credit card. FICO, which is the big boys in this industry, right, says that if you are spending over 30%, you're maxing out your credit card. You're living above your means. And so if you have $1,000 credit card and
I'm
you
spending
spend
$300.
over $300,
Right.
your score's gonna drop.
I think that's what and I don't think that's right, especially if you can pay it back and they don't look at your payment history.
They don't. But credit is a game. It's not really meant for you to win. It's not. Do you know back in the 70s, before 1976, we could not even know what our credit scores were, Gerard?
No?
We didn't.
And I was talking to a couple of
1976.
I was talking to a couple of friends of mine that were women. They were like, we couldn't even get a credit card unless our husband said that you could get it.
You're absolutely right.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I think about that, and that wasn't even that long ago. Wasn't even that long ago. But yeah, it's a game. It's a game, and it's not meant for us to win. But boy, once you learn how to play that game, though, Gerard, it's beautiful.
And so what gets me, and this is going to sound so prejudiced, so I need to apologize to people already.
I'm listening.
I've been wondering, looking at folks, and it made me really sit back and think about when you go to a car dealership and you're looking at these cars, it's hard to get a very nice car, brand new car, without having $1,000+ note.
Ooh.
But I'm looking at a lot of these cars and trucks that are driving around today, and I'm looking at these hillbillies and everybody else driving the car. And I'm like, well, what do they do? They got good credit, or they had somebody with good credit to get it for them, because the interest rate was a whole bunch lower, and then they can get the leases.
Yep. I got a 2025, and guess how much my car note is?
I don't know.
$510.
And last time I saw
put
you,
zero down.
you was driving a G-Wagon. What you driving?
Still is. I have a second one.
Wait a minute, you driving a G-Wagon?
Always.
A new
I'm a
one?
big girl.
A new one?
I have to drive a big body.
I'm looking for you, girl. Looking for you.
But I also have a ride around the city car because I
Yes,
realized
indeed. Now that's what I got to get me another. I got one right now, but I'm sorry, all these potholes that we be hitting on a day. I can't afford a fancy car to get all messed up because of potholes.
No, that and this gas, it'll kill you, and the maintenance. But no, you got to have a ride around the city car. But no, I think my interest on a brand new car, and when I told somebody that, they was like, you're not telling the truth. It's 4.8%. They was like, are you serious? Yeah. But here's what I do. I don't go to the car dealerships and let them pull my credit.
Mm-hmm.
I have my good credit union, Navy Federal, any credit union, or really Riverbank is a great one, a bunch of banks. But I have a Navy Federal Credit Union line of credit, and I go in, and guess what I do? I get a check.
Oh,
a blank check.
A blank check?
A blank check. Yeah.
And they let you fill it out?
And they let me fill it out. Yeah.
I'm going to start hanging with you a little bit.
Come on, hang over here. It's cute. It's cute over here.
If nothing else, I could be your receptionist. They'd be like, I know how to say hello. Can I help you, please? You need to see who? Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. You know, that's one of the perks of all of my companies. All of my staff get free credit repair from the company. So all the daycares, all the verdicts, honor. If you work for any one of my companies, we repair your credit for free. As long as you work there. So that's one of the perks of working for Malika Honoré and Honoré Consultants.
We're going to have a repair type of fix your credit day and do it at the Verdict where we can get some drinks and some food.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Because I saw them lamb chops that y'all be fixing over there. I say, I'm coming over there.
Man, I love it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm biased, but it's absolutely the best in the city for as I'm concerned.
Yes, indeed. So let me get back on track here because I'll be talking to you about 500 things at the same time. For somebody that wants to purchase a home and they need to look at this and say, because I got a guy that actually wrote the policies for HUD to be able to take that voucher and be able to pay a mortgage. Is that a good idea? Would you say that Absolutely. Is? And of course, you said 640. How can you get them there?
So we one, they pay for, but just say this, and so unless they changed it, because you know what's happening in a whole nother place,
right.
15 years they will pay your mortgage. So they will pay what they were paying rent, and they will pay a mortgage for 15 years. That's one. We get their credit report pulled. Usually they'll have some collections or charge-offs on their credit. We literally contact the credit bureaus, or we teach you how to create the letters. We teach you how to read a credit report and see the inaccuracies, because here's what happens. In the 1970s, when I told you we couldn't know what our credit scores was, the government also created a law in saying that our credit report has to be 100% accurate. But the statistics say 81% of the credit reports have misleading information, so inaccurate information. So let's just be honest. I'll tell people this all the time. If you open up a credit card and let's say it says the date that this credit card was opened was January 1st. We all know January 1st is New Year's. There's no bank open on New Year's.
Right, so that's not accurate information.
Absolutely. And so we get that information. We use each credit bureau against each other. And so let's say, and this is the great thing about it, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion are 3 separate businesses, and they do not communicate.
Wow.
And that's a great thing, right? So what happens is we send a letter if we find something inaccurate on one credit report, and then we write a letter. So let's say it's Experian. We see the information that looks inaccurate. So Experian says January 1. TransUnion says January 3rd, and Equifax may say January 4th. We literally teach you how to write letters to each of them, and say, hey, I pulled my credit report and I saw some things that are on here that seems inaccurate. Let's just keep it 100. We know this is for us.
Mm-hmm.
We know we pulled that credit report, but the law states that everything on our credit report has to be 100% accurate. We put the burden in their lap, and their job is to prove that this information is accurate. If they can't prove it, they have to delete it, if it's yours or not. And so that's what makes credit repair legal, because the law states it. And so you get these things off simply by them just being sloppy, reporting wrong data.
All right, so I don't want you to give out all your secrets. I know you ain't got all a whole bunch of secrets anyway, because you ain't scared to tell nobody what to do.
I got a bunch.
I almost had something to say on that one. I just wanted to let you know that's almost slipped out. It almost.
Oh
slipped
Lord!
But
I can't imagine.
Give your number so that folks can call, because I'm getting all these text messages now.
Yeah, so you can reach me at 844-967-3724, or you can simply go to the website at Honore Credit. We all know that Honore name right now, HONORE, credit.com, and I'm going to hook y'all up. I'll look at your credit report for free and give you some guidance on what you should do.
I'm telling you, you got to come in here and do the show with me.
I'm coming. I won't come there once a month at least. I got you.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna see what your schedule looking like next week.
All right, that works for me. I'll be there.
Because I know you'll be on the plane going somewhere.
You know, I actually leave on 24th, Turks and Caicos, baby.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna try to get you next week though.
All right, I'll be there.
Thank you, my honey. I appreciate you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, more coming up. Alvin, hold on. I'm coming right back.
AURN News.
Democrats on the House Oversight Committee just dropped another bombshell in the Jeffrey Epstein saga. A sexually suggestive letter from 2003 allegedly signed by Donald Trump for Epstein's 50th birthday. The letter, complete with a sketch of a woman's body, was included in a birthday album turned over by Epstein's estate. Analysts say the signature matches Trump's handwriting from that era. Now, the White House insists that it is a hoax. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt doubled down, saying Trump didn't draw the picture and he did not sign it. Trump has already filed a $10 billion lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal for linking him to the letter. But Democrats aren't letting up. They also released a photo of Epstein holding a $22,500 novelty check, joking about Trump, quote, buying a fully depreciated woman. The fight isn't just about who wrote what. This is about credibility, legacy, sexual assault, and who Americans will believe. For these stories and more, go to AURN.com or follow me across social media at Ebony McMorris.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars, because the real ones always stay informed.
A message from the community scientist. Do you live or work in St. James, St. John, St. Charles, Ascension, Calcasieu, Baton Rouge, or St. Bernard Parish? You may be exposed to harmful chemicals like phthalates, BPA, and flame retardants found in everyday products but linked to serious health risks. That's why the Community Scientist, a program of Rise St. James, brings you clear, science-based facts that protect your health and our environment. Stay informed, stay empowered. Visit risestjames.org today.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
I'm Wendell Pierce. Thanks for making WBOK your station. WBOK.
Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 12:30 a.m.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Al, you still with me?
Well, but I'm still here.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep you on hold that long, but we had to get that info out.
Oh yeah, especially when good information like that, you better hold on and listen to it. You need it.
Yeah.
Because guess what, though, G? As a footnote to the what's up, WBOK family and flyby listeners, and look, G. So what's so funny or so amazing about that conversation? Because I want to give you a footnote, because she the truth. Just I've been in her presence on a different thing with some different people in that group, so it's real. So a footnote to your question on why your credit score went down when you used the car, like she's saying, your utilization was because they take the totality of your utilization for your whole credit report, number one. And then number two, if you carry that balance over that 30%, that's why it won't go up like that, because you're carrying that balance. But if you used it and then paid it down before that report date, then your credit score might go up or it might stay the same. But what happened is once you start using that card like that and you quote unquote max out to the limit, but you pay it back down before the due date and everything else, the report date, because those are two different things, the due date and the report date, you mess around and get a doggone credit limit increase because the bank looking at you like, oh, you need more money. We need you to spend more money. Like she said, it's a game.
Well, that's
and
what
once
they did.
you start
That's what they
understanding,
did to two of my credit cards. They gave me more money, and that was just probably within the last month.
Exactly.
And they just want you to use it. They want you to use it because they want you to spend that money so that you'll be paying that interest rate.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and then to stay on point, like you were telling about the people with the voucher, and then, G, how dare you come up with an economic plan for black people in the city of New Orleans?
But you know what, though? And Al, and I ain't trying to be funny. I know this is going to sound kind of bogus, but I'm not trying to be funny. We all need to be sharing some type of economic plans. We ain't no dumb people. We are not dumb. We're consumers, but we're not dumb.
Thank you.
And all of us got some type of economic plan, and I really think that all of us should be calling up and saying, hey, let me tell you this hack. This is what we did. This is how we did this. Yada, 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 yada. If you use TikTok, at some point in time when you strolling, there's going to be at least 5 to 10 people that's going to tell you what stocks you need to be looking at to get dividends. You get enough stocks and start paying you dividends, can pay you bi-weekly, can pay you monthly, can pay you September, October, November of the year, because it'll pay you on your dividends.
And watch this, G, to those very same people that we talking about. It becomes one thing that you should understand if you don't understand nothing else, because like you just said, the middle class is gone. So now what we have now are the haves and the have-nots. And what they got to understand is once you use that voucher to get into that program and use that house and you get that house, you now became a have.
Right.
Because you have responsibility. You have a house. You have something to lose. So to go back to the caller that you had once before Malika got on, so, G, now we talk about the government and what we're trying to do with this city. So you got all these people, got all these different programs and all these grants. So what you do, like Malika just said, it takes you up to 2 years to get it together. So in that 2 years, G, guess what? If this nonprofit or whoever get this money over here, y'all teach financial literacy, in these 2 years, now we teach them the responsibility of a homeowner. Now we teach them financial responsibility. So now you take those group of people, and then we talk about the police officers that we want to get the houses to, and I'm tired of somebody in the government keep telling us, oh, it's complicated, or we can't do this. We can't. Just like we can eminent domain our doggone property to tear down our property and put an interstate through our neighborhood, we can eminent domain some houses to put people in place for the future of our city.
You all right,
so
bro?
now you
Come back. You all right? Calm down. Because you got mad. you got mad. Come back.
We got too much, G. We got too much for them people to be playing with us like this in our own community.
Well, I'm going to get, and I got to answer WB's question. I might get KFT Insurance to come on and talk about getting insurance for Holmes, because that's what she
Kate
does.
busy, boy. I left a message. She ain't never called me back. But I digress.
Don't tell Kadra that. All right, I got to go, bro. I'll talk to you.
All right, now
All
have a good evening.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for me. I appreciate all of you all. We will see you on tomorrow. Arnie and Carrie coming up next. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening.